Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Triple H has been the chief content officer of WWE for years now. He has tried to ensure that every wrestler in WWE up their game while performing in the ring. This has led to the emergence of many male and female superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. However, the game might not have utilized the potential of every superstar in WWE. He might have given some superstars fewer opportunities than they deserve. This list highlights 5 WWE superstars that Triple H is underutilizing and how they could be improved. The Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, has taken time off from WWE. He was last featured on Saturday night's main event on May 24, where he lost in a steel cage match against Damian Priest. Aside from losing the match for the World Heavyweight Championship to Priest at WrestleMania XL, the former WWE champion hasn't been featured in a championship match since WrestleMania 40. LA Knight has emerged as the megastar over the past few years. However, his feud with the Bloodline seems to have been a setback in his career. Though he gets cheered by fans every time he appears in the ring, his potential has not been utilized to the fullest. Having qualified for the Money in the Bank on SmackDown, Triple H can utilize this opportunity to make him the next Mr. MITB, closing his storyline with the Bloodline. Finn Balor joining the Judgment Day in 2022 after betraying Edge might not have showcased him well as a force. The former two-time NXT champion became a Grand Slam champion while being part of the Judgment Day. However, there are lots more he could achieve as a solo act. He has never won the WWE Championship in his career. The Prince might need to turn face by leaving the Judgment Day and fight his way through to contend for the title. Austin Theory succeeded in securing a main roster spot 3 months after his debut. He was also handpicked by Vince McMahon later on. However, his career seems to have experienced a downfall. Joining forces with Grayson Waller to form the tag team A-Town Down Under might not have been the best way to revamp his fallen career. The authorities seem not to be using him to his maximum capabilities. This was proven when he was squashed in less than 30 seconds on Raw by Jey Uso. To bring the former United States champion back to his full potential, he might need to leave A-Town Down and focus more on being a stronger character. Carmelo Hayes' partnership with The Miz as Melo Don't Miz on SmackDown might not have showcased the star in him as a solo force. He could become a stronger character if switched to the Raw brand rather than tagging with The Miz on SmackDown. This Friday, the former NXT champion will go to war with Jacob Fatu and Andrade in a Money in the Bank triple threat qualifying match on SmackDown. Winning the MITB might be the best way out, securing him the opportunity to cash in and secure a world title. When Bethel is not writing for Sportskeeda, he loves to indulge in reading and singing. Bethel is a WWE writer at Sportskeeda Wrestling with a bachelor's degree from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He has also attended a virtual school where he was certified in effective communication in English. His grasp of the language and his utmost dedication to researching and verifying information helped him ensure he is unbiased, practical, and non-judgmental as he writes about the world of pro wrestling. When he looks back at how he got hooked onto WWE, Bethel particularly recalls WrestleMania 30 in 2014. Here, he saw and became an avid supporter of Roman Reigns for his courage and boldness. However, his all-time favorite is WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin, because of his rebellious ways and how he would thumb his nose at authority. All of this has led Bethel to work for multiple institutions. He quickly learns the content guidelines and completes his and the company's targets effortlessly. One of the highlights of his career was covering WrestleMania 41 in 2025. Triple H's era as Chief Content Officer promised a new dawn for WWE's creative direction, marked by fresh storytelling, renewed focus on in-ring talent, and a commitment to building long-term stars. While he's certainly revitalized much of the product, with a more sports-centric presentation and layered characters, even the game has blind spots. As 2025 marches on, a few incredibly talented WWE superstars remain underutilized, miscast, or directionless. Here are 5 WWE superstars that Triple H is currently wasting, and how to fix it before the momentum is lost for good. Since his electrifying debut in NXT, Nakamura has been poised to be a global phenomenon. However, on the main roster, his booking has oscillated between decent mid-card runs and cartoonish feuds. Despite a strong heel turn and cryptic promos in late 2023, the follow-through has been inconsistent. Nakamura's unique charisma, legitimate MMA background, and international appeal are being wasted in stop-start feuds with little narrative payoff. Nakamura needs a final decisive character evolution, either lean fully into a silent assassin who lets his strikes do the talking or go full dark samurai. Pair him with a manager or translator, like Funaki, or a returning William Regal, to elevate his aura. A strong run in the 2025 King of the Ring, capped with a dominant showing and a win, could make him feel like a main event player again. Candice is one of the best workers in the women's division, and her NXT legacy proves she can hang in intense feuds and emotional storylines. However, on Raw, she's stuck in purgatory, floating around tag matches or standing awkwardly backstage during Indy Hartwell segments. Despite having the underdog charisma of a babyface and the edge of a seasoned heel, WWE has failed to give her a meaningful arc. Introduce her as the unexpected veteran who's tired of being overlooked, not by turning her heel, but by having her show grit, fire, and desperation. A mini-documentary or vignette series highlighting her journey through the indie scene and motherhood could stir real emotional investment. Have her win the Money in the Bank briefcase, not as a chosen one, but as someone who claws her way to the top. That story writes itself. LA Knight's meteoric rise in popularity during 2023 to 2024 was one of the most organic WWE has seen in years. Yet, he seems stuck in limbo. Too popular to bury, but not quite trusted to carry the big belt. He spent more time playing second fiddle in feuds than actually chasing the world title with conviction. The yeah chants echo, but creative doesn't always match that energy. Triple H needs to strike while the iron is still hot. Give LA Knight a meaningful feud with a strong heel champion, someone like Gunther or Damian Priest, and let him chase. Knight is best when he's fighting uphill. A SummerSlam redemption story culminating in a World Heavyweight Championship win would seal his spot as a top guy. He doesn't need 20-minute matches, just a mic, a mission, and momentum. Bronson Reed has the look, the power, and the agility to be a modern-day Bam Bam Bigelow. Yet he's often relegated to background bruiser status. He's booked strong in certain matches, but has no character foundation. Fans don't know whether to fear him, respect him, or invest in him, because WWE hasn't told them why he matters. Repackage Reed slightly, give him a cause. Position him as a mercenary for hire, a wrecking ball who gets paid to destroy. Align him with someone manipulative like Paul Heyman or MVP. Let him enter a feud with a top babyface like Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn, and injure them in kayfabe. That raises his profile and makes his eventual loss meaningful. Also, bring back his NXT colossal aesthetic with darker, grittier vignettes. Show him training, fighting, hurting. Turn him from a big guy into a terrifying force of nature. Ricochet defies physics. Yet in WWE, he's often treated like just another mid-carder. Despite multiple title wins and fan respect, his character hasn't evolved. WWE uses him like a crash test dummy to make others look good. He lacks mic time, storyline depth, and upward mobility. The crowd wants to get behind him, but there's no reason to. Turn Ricochet heel. Yes, really. Let him cut a promo about how he's tired of being the showman with no reward. Drop the smiling babyface act and have him be cold, clinical, and cocky. Rebrand him as Ricochet, the apex aerialist, someone who knows he's better than you and wants to prove it with brutality and grace. Pair him with a manager, or have him silently dominate backstage segments and squash matches. A heel Ricochet versus Ilja Dragunov or Carmelo Hayes could be a match of the year contender and a creative rebirth. Triple H has done wonders revitalizing many careers. Gunther's reign of dominance, Cody Rhodes' emotional main event arc, and Rhea Ripley's championship supremacy are all feathers in his cap. But creative misfires still exist, not out of neglect, but perhaps from overcaution. The 5 superstars above are more than just names on the roster. They are potential pillars for the future. Whether it's unlocking Ricochet's edge, giving Candice LeRae the underdog spotlight, or letting Nakamura truly reign as a king, the solution lies in bold storytelling and consistent character arcs. Triple H doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. He just needs to remember that in WWE, even the best talent will fade if the spotlight never finds